Hello there, let me show you how gitmvp works. This is the section where you put a GitHub link and it will turn it into an app of your choice. Let me show you what I mean by that. Here I have an inspiring code base that I really like, and when you run it, this is how it looks like. It's a modern landing page with animations, nice styling, and great coloring. So I want to use similar style for my app. So to do that, I will go to the app, to the code base, and copy the link. I'll go back to gitmvp and paste it and click enter. When I do that, gitmvp will analyze the repository and extract the main features from it. As you can see, it's reading the files. So it extracted the main features, and I will choose which features that I want to keep. So I don't want authentication in my case. I don't want payment. I don't want a database. I also don't want a dashboard. What I really want is a simple landing page for an app builder. So I will choose those features that I want, which are user interface, the landing page, the animations, and the dark mode support. And I will click continue with selected features. Now it's going to present me with a plan. Here's the plan. So I will tell it that I want to adapt it to a to an app builder landing page, and I click send. Now it's going to improve the plan. Great, it has improved the plan for me. Now what I want to do is click the build MVP button and it will start building. Now it's creating the repository and it will add the important files. gitmvp creates all those files at once, therefore it might take from 2 to 5 minutes depending on the complexity of the app. So let's wait for it.
A few moments later.
Great, it has finished building the MVP. Now it's time to clone it and test it. Here's the clone command. I'll paste it in my terminal and click enter. It has finished cloning, so let me install the dependencies and run it. Wow, it has finished compiling. It created a very nice landing page for us. Look at this. Wow, it's interactive. It has a canvas. There's a pricing section and there's a footer. It's really nice. So we were able to create an app in one shot with the same style that we wanted. When you compare them, they are very similar, but the content is different. And also there isn't any dashboard or authentication because we decided not to include that. Therefore, only the desired features are cloned. It doesn't technically copy code line by line. It just learns and copies the patterns and the styles that we wanted. Now let me show you the search mode. I'll go back to gitmvp and I can choose the search mode here. When you click it, a new kind of interface comes up. Here is where you describe anything that you want, and the AI will take your intention and it will search repositories that fit your description. Therefore, you can choose them and build inspired from them. So what I want to build is a chatbot that talks to me in a form way instead of text. So I want to build an app that gives me a form choice where I can click things and choose instead of just giving me a text response. So just like the feature selection that we tried before, that responds to me in a form way, in a multiple question way, where I can answer things without having to write any text. Let me write that to it. So I have finished clarifying my intention. So I will send by clicking enter. Let me clear this. Now it's searching repositories for me and it's analyzing other working repositories. It's reading files. I think it already found a useful application that does what I want. So in the choices, it says AI powered chat interface with Gemini. I want the AI integration, so I will keep it. Multiple choice form questions, I also want to keep that. I want to keep chat history and persistence, but I don't want any database, so I will skip that for now. Rich content support, okay, let's keep that. Let's keep markdown and beautiful highlighting for our responses. And there's real-time streaming, okay, let's skip that. And I don't want authentication because I'm just building an MVP, so I will deselect this one. Now I will click continue with selected features. Now it's going to present me with the plan. So the plan is ready. I will click build MVP. Awesome, I think it finished. So we have to add an API key, a Gemini API key, to our app to run the AI. So first let me clone this and I will open it in Cursor. Here let me add my API key. Done. Now let me install the dependencies and run the app. It is compiling now. Let us test it in the browser. Wow, nice. We have a form-based chatbot. So he sent a message like, hello, I am your form-based chatbot. I will ask you questions and you can click to choose your answers. So the first question, I can choose one of these. So let me choose, tell me about yourself. There is an issue. Let me copy that and fix it in Cursor. Let's try again. Yes, it worked. It answered to me. So it said, as I mentioned, I'm a form-based chatbot, blah, blah, blah. Now let me choose the change topic option. So, okay, what topic are you interested in discussing? So let me choose ask me a question. We now have a working MVP, but it has certain problems. One is that it's repeating the same choices, it's not updating them. And two, the user interface is very basic and it looks AI generated. Now I'll have to improve these things in a code editor one by one, asking it to improve. And this will take time, and it could be expensive, and it may not be just as I wanted it. Do I have an example to show it so that it can take inspiration from that code and it works? Yes. Do you remember the forms that we had to choose in gitmvp when we selected features? You remember, right? So those were beautiful and they were updating. Therefore, I can extract those features into this app. I can extract gitmvp's own features into this app. And how do I do that? I have to give my code editor an access to gitmvp's services. And this is where the third feature of gitmvp comes in, a gitmvp MCP server. Let me show you how it works. I will go to gitmvp.com, and there's an install MCP server section. Here I can copy my configuration, then I can go to cursor, go to settings, go to MCP, add a new MCP server, and here I can paste it. Let me improve this. Now the MCP server is installed. Do not show this MCP configuration to anybody. I will change it later myself. So as you can see, gitmvp is installed. We have 6 tools. There are search tools, there are read tools that we can use to copy that feature. So what we need to do is find gitmvp's code. Here, this is the gitmvp site, gitmvp's code base. I can copy the link, go back to cursor, open a new chat, then I can say the form choices aren't updating correctly and the user interface is very basic. Could you take inspiration from the link, which is the gitmvp's code base, using gitmvp MCP server? Then I send it right back. So now cursor will read the files from gitmvp. It will read the form files, the user interface, and it will adapt them to this project. So instead of solving the problem twice, I will share the first solution to cursor and it will copy that solution. Fantastic. Now it has finished. Let me accept it. Now I hope the user interface is better and the form actually works well. Okay, let me go back to the chat. Nice. The user interface has improved, as you can see. Looks cool. So let me choose, like, tell me about yourself. You see the chat has improved, the user interface has improved. You can see the coloring, you can see the avatars here. And the forms also have changed. So let me, for example, let me say, give me an example of what you can do. So it gave me something and it updated the form with a nice UI. You can see these animations, right? These cool animations. So let me say, write a short story, for example, and it will write a short story for me. And it gives me another form questions like write another story, translate the story into Spanish and stuff. So it translated it correctly. Now it works perfectly. It's a perfect MVP. This is great, right? Because we only had to send 2 prompts to build this app. First, when we copied the features that we wanted, and second is when we wanted to improve the user interface and the in the form by using the MCP server. So we only had to make two prompts to get this.